Hey everybody, we are continuing our series on rhythm patterns, and today we're going to be going over our 6th-note rhythm pattern over our 4th chord progression. So we start all these off in the key of C, so the first step is to go over our C major scale. So that is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then we use the number system and put numbers to that major scale. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then we use chords to play over that major scale. So the first chord is a C. The second chord is a minor chord, that's a D minor. Our third chord is a slash chord, that's a 1 over 3 or a C over an E. Our fourth chord is an F. Our fifth chord is a G. Sixth chord is an A minor. Our seventh chord is a slash chord, that's a G over B. And then our last chord is a 1 or a C. So if you run those together, but we don't like to play it like that because it's not very smooth. So that's the reason why we came up with these other 5 progressions to play in place of that major scale progression. So this 4th progression that we're doing. Have you ever wanted to learn how to play your favorite worship songs on piano? Well, I have something that's perfect for you. It's called Worship Piano Academy. It's an online space to help people of all skill levels learn to play worship piano exactly like the pros do. It's packed full of simple techniques that are easy to follow and tailored specifically for worship piano players. If you're brand new to piano, we have all the basic lessons to get you on track. If you've been playing for a while, we have tons of advanced lessons and tips for you too. So check out worshippianoacademy.com. Our C chord, we use octave Cs and we play it like that. So there's not a third note, it's just a 1, 5, and a 1. And then instead of a D minor for the second chord, we do a 1 sus4 with octave Cs over that D bass. So 1 sus4 over D. And then our third chord is a C over E. We play it like that with octave Cs. Our fourth chord, instead of an F, we do a C sus4 or a C4 over an F bass. And then our fifth chord is a G sus4. And here's our G, we add the sus4. And then our 6th minor, instead of a A minor, we do a C over an A. And then our 7th chord is a G sus4 over B. And then our last chord's a C. So if you run those together, like that. And so the 6-note rhythm pattern that we're going to play over that progression is 6 notes, and we use 16th notes to play it. So the first thing with rhythm patterns is we have to start with quarter notes because that's kind of the baseline. So a quarter note just means that there's 4 quarter notes inside a measure of music. And so you count that 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an 8th note is double that. And so you count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then a 16th note, which is what we're going to be playing, is double an 8th note. And so you count that 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So that's how we're going to do it. So it's 6 notes, and it's pretty simple. It's only 1s and 5s. So if you're in the key of C, a C would be your 1 note, and then a G would be your 5 note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1s and 5s, and we use 2 octaves. So it's this C and G, and it's this C and G. And so the progression that we use, it's 6 notes. It's G, C, G, and then we move down here, and it's C, G, C. So if you use the number system, it's 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. So that's it. It's very simple. It's 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how I play it, I do the first 3 notes with my right hand. So it's 5, 1, 5. And then I use my left hand to hit this 1 note, just to give my right hand a little bit of space, and then I'll finish it off with my right hand, and then we play the chord. So if we're going to play a C chord like that, it would be 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1 into the chord. And then if we're going to go to that 2 minor, or the 1 sus4 over 2, it would be 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1 into the next chord, like that. So if you kind of do it with the rhythm, if your chord is on the 1 beat, then the rhythm pattern is going to be and a, 4 E and a going into that chord. So if your C chord's on the 1, then it would be and a, 4 E and a going into the next chord, which would be that 2 minor. And then and a, 4 E and a into the 1 over 3. And a 4 E and a to the next chord, and a 4 E and a 5 to 3 and a 4 E and a 6 to 3 and a 4 E and a 5/7 to 3 and a 4 E and a 1, like that. So if we speed it up to the rhythm, it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now what we'll do is we'll make a chord change on the 1 beat and on the 3 beat. So in that case, we're going to have a rhythm pattern on and a 2 E and a a 4 E and a going into those chord changes on the 1 and the 3. So it'll look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Let's walk down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And so if you spread those chord changes further apart and you keep it where there's only a change on the 1 beat, you can add quarter note rhythm hits in your right hand just to keep that tempo kind of going, so it's not so boring in between those chord changes. And so we'll have a quarter note hit on the 2 and 3. We'll do the rhythm pattern on and a 4 E and then we'll do the chord change on the 1 beat. So that'll sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and walk down. Like that. And then obviously when you're playing songs, the chords in these songs don't follow the progression where they walk all the way up and all the way down that major scale. They're going to be the same type of chords, but they're going to jump around inside that major scale. So when you're practicing this, make sure you just don't walk up and down, because as you're changing chords, if you go from a 4 to a 1 to a 5 to a 1/3, your hand position is going to change a little bit. So it's good to just practice kind of jumping around different chords and making sure that you're really comfortable playing this progression. So let's do that. We'll play 4, 1, 5, 6 a couple times, and we'll jump around to different chords inside this progression and kind of see how this rhythm pattern will play with those different chord changes. I'll go ahead and change it up. And so once you get this progression in the key of C, you can walk up and down the progression, you can play chords inside the progression and jump around to different chord changes. Then jump to all the other keys, because I said this before, once you add black keys in the mix, your finger position is going to change a little bit and it's a little bit tougher. So it's important to play in all the 12 keys just so you can really build up your playing style, and it will just make you become a much better piano player. So we'll start over in the key of C and we'll move through all the other 12 keys just to cover our basis and play through these. D. F. And then we'll do G, we'll move down here. And then A. And then B. Now we'll do the sharps and flats. Let's do C sharp. And then E flat. And then F sharp. And then G sharp, we'll move down here. And then B flat. And that's it. So work on that, and then I'll see you in the next lesson.